Yeah, that tastes real good, gents. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're new here, do consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. So today I'm going to be breaking down all of the shots that you've just seen in that video. Now, this is a spec ad. So what that means is that I wasn't originally commissioned to do this particular bit of work. It was a project that I wanted to do. So I've been wanting to shoot an energy drink for a while, and I came across this product right here and decided that, yep, I like the way the packaging look, I like the way the can look, I like, everything about it's gonna look good, so I'm gonna use this one. So I went ahead and I bought a couple of cases of these. Now there are two flavors for these, so I bought a case of each, 12 in each case, so that I had enough product to work with, with everything that I was going to be doing. So I'm going to be going through the shot in chronological order. That is the way you see it in the video, not necessarily the way that I shot it, but I'm going to go through it as we see it in the video and take you through each step. But before we get into it, just as a preface, I wanted to shoot this in a light mood. So you can either have, for example, a light mode, you can have dark mode, you can have somewhere in between. I decided to go for a light mode on this one, and simply because I've been seeing a lot of the darker mode shots where you would say it's probably low-key lighting. And just to explain visually what that means, we have dark mode, light mode, somewhere in between. Okay, so let's jump right into the first shot. So the first shot is where the can pops, where the can opens. This is where you start and you kick things off. We're going to open the can and we're going to see what's inside. We're going to delve inside to see what this product is all about. So it's the can pop, and with this one it was just a matter of holding the can very firmly, using a bit of wire to pop the top of the can, and then we remove the wire later in post-production. But just a couple of tips on this one. Now, it's a carbonated beverage, it's a fizzy drink, so shaking the can beforehand actually maximize the amount of fizz that came out in that shot. Also, the positioning of the tab at the top where you pop, just have a look at that, because all of the examples of the different cans were different orientations. So it depends on where the artwork is on your can and the way the print is. You might want to have the logo facing forward, or the focal point of that product facing forward. So it's not always lined up with the can, and you can see from this picture here that they're all different. So finding the example that lines up. So if you were to pop down to your local shop just to find a can to practice this, look for things like that. Look for where the can and how it's lined up with the top, and also make sure that it doesn't have any dents at the top or the bottom or anywhere on the can that's gonna show up in your shots. Okay, so the second shot was pretty easy. It was just a matter of dousing the can with spray, and that is a mix of glycerin and water, just to get those nice plump droplets, and just spraying it until you get the right shot. Shot number 3. Now this is the dunk, and this one was pretty easy. It was just a matter of dropping the can in a half-filled tank and getting the best shots out of, say, I did that about 5 times, and I chose the best shot out of that one. And this shot was the best one, where the water kind of bubbled up into a big bubble, and that kind of set the scene for the next shot, which is shot number 4. But before we get into shot number 4, guys, I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to consult my notes, and you are going to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell to keep up to date with this channel. Much appreciated. Okay, so now shot number 4. This was actually one of my favorite shots for the whole video. This took some time trying to get the splash just right. Actually, some of the first attempt for this shot was me holding a bunch of fruit in my hands and just kind of throwing it into the tank. Now with that one, the fruits kind of went everywhere. There was no rhyme or reason to it, and then that's when I realized I needed a little bit more direction and more control, and that's where the glass came in really handy and did a proper job. Took the best shot out of maybe 4 or 5 once I started using the glass, and that was it. Then it was just a matter of rotating that 180 degrees, so we have that effect of the fruits blowing out of the water as opposed to diving. And that same technique was repeated for the other drink. Okay, so this was something that I discovered quite recently, the terminology that is. I knew what it was, and basically it's when you put or you pair the raw ingredient with the actual end product. And I think the term is flavor profile ingredients. What a fancy name for it, but it makes sense. So you're associating that flavor with the ingredients, and visually it makes sense. On to shot number 5. Now this is where we are going to show the actual contents of the product. We're going to show what it looks like. We're going to show texture. So we're going to pour this, and this is by far one of the most sexiest shots in this. It definitely made me thirsty looking at this shot play over and over again. And this one actually took one take. It was one pour and that was it. I didn't have to do it again. Once I reviewed the footage, I was quite happy with it. One thing that I did to enhance the bubbles and to enhance the look of the product is placed the glass on top of a light. So you can see in this shot here, there's a light just underneath it, and that just kind of bottom lit or backlit. It lit the product, it lit the light. It lit the drink from below, and it made it look a lot more pleasing, a lot more, you know, sexy. Moving on to shot number 6. So this is what I call the dance. Now this is where I had the cans rotating in the shot and then moving off screen. So for this one, what I did was recorded the can spinning. I recorded a 360-degree shot of that, masked it out in Premiere Pro to remove the background, and then now I have an asset that is very versatile and the possibilities are endless, and you can pretty much use this however you want it to. And that opened the path nicely for the hero shot, and this is the last shot in the video. This is the last chance that you have to sell the product. And this one, whilst it may look quite simple, it took a lot of time to set up and to get it right. And one of the main reasons for that is because of the lens that I was using. So I was using the probe lens, and this lens is very unforgiving. You would see everything, every little shake is amplified. So I needed to make sure that everything was level. You know, we were right down the middle. All the cans were lined up properly to get that final shot of the video. For this shot, I also experimented with an alternative lighting effect. So instead of having the product fully lit as we came through the valley of cans, it would strobe. You can see it right here, but I decided not to use it in the end, but I did it just to have another option to play with. And then one of the very last parts of the okay, thank you. And then it was on to the very last part of the process, which was adding the sound design to this video. So I'm just going to play you the video without any background music, but the sound design in it, so you can hear how that sounds. Now, as I said before, this project was shot like over a week in total, and there was no pressure. There was no pressures because I got to do exactly what I wanted to do. There was no brief, there's no client brief, and I got to create this exactly the way that I wanted. I did reach out to the marketing department for this brand after I had completed the video, and I was like, hey guys, look, I've done this video, what do you think of it? They were suitably impressed, and it turns out they were actually looking for someone, to partner with to do their social media content, their visual content. And yeah, as DJ Khaled says, we're still in the meeting. And I've just added that last part in there just to show you that, look, if you want something, sometimes you have to go for it. You have to just go out and get it, and you never know what could happen. So if you want to attract a certain type of brand, a certain sector, then you would shoot videos that would suit those brands or that particular industry to get yourself noticed. That's if you just starting out or whatever the case is. But guys, that is it for this video. If this inspired you in any way, or if you learned anything from this, do smash that like button, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.